My name is Rachel, and I love making jewelry, and a lot of that jewelry involves chain and scale mail. But I've worn this necklace in a couple of my previous like styling outfit of the day videos, and did mention that I did make it. So I've actually gotten several requests asking me how I made this. So I thought I would just show you because it's actually fairly simple. So let me just get our camera turned around and we will make a necklace. Alright, so I've gathered everything I'm going to need to make this necklace. I have a pile of charms, and most of these charms I actually did find on Amazon, although a few of them I'm sure were found at like, a craft store, or maybe even Wish or eBay. I've bought a lot of charms over the past 10 years. I have bins of them. But these are the ones we're going to work with today. The necklace is going to be slightly different than this one, just because I do have the parts I would need to exactly duplicate this one, but I just thought it would be fun to make something similar, but just a little bit different, just so I don't have two of the exact same thing. I have a bunch of chainmail rings because this part of the necklace is a Byzantine weave, and I actually do a whole video on Byzantine weave a few months back if you want to look for that, but I'm also going to do a quick Byzantine tutorial in this one as well. And basically I have these will be for my Byzantine weave. These are 16 gauge 1/4 inch rings. These are also 16 gauge, but these are 7/32 inch, which are just a little smaller. And that's for my little color accent here. And these are 5/32 in an 18 gauge, and that's what I use here to connect my charms. And these were just a couple slightly bigger ones. These are actually 18 gauge 3/16, and I probably won't need those. They were just mixed in with here, so I just separated them out. And yeah, so let's start with the charms. Now I did have these two where I would have just, put the rings through there to connect them so we would get this. But I've actually decided I'm not going to put this one on the bottom of the one we're working on right now. I'm going to actually finish it off with this little triple moon goddess symbol with pentagram. So I'm going to take my bat. I love these bat charms. I bought a pack of like 10 or 20 of them. And those I know are from Amazon. And let's see here. So we're just going to start with one of these little 5/32 18 gauge rings. Make sure that's open there. And we just slip it through the holes. Obviously making sure they're both facing the same direction. And remember, when you're opening and closing your rings, always slide it this way. Never pull them apart. That way you still get a nice circle when you're done. So there's the first part of our drop. And next we're going to add our pentagrams. And I'm doing my pentagrams right side up, so I'm going to be using the little space right there. So through this hole of my bat, through that bottom of my pentagram with the little hook at the top. You can probably hear Poos in the background yelling at me. Lately, when I talk to myself, she gets extra chatty. Doing the same thing with our other pentagram. So here we can see we've got all the way up to here. And I actually have these little evil eyes. This is a different type of evil eye, but this one I thought was pretty with the little green sparkles. And we'll put that one there. Again, all this is, like I said, really simple. You're basically just assembling different charms to create something new and new out of it. And always, make sure that you have them facing the same way so they're always, all your upsides are up. Okay, so now we have the whole, I guess what would be the statement piece, the drop, done. So now we just have to work on the chain. So I'm going to move that to the side. And I'm going to close several of these. These are the 1/4 inch 16 gauge. Okay, how you start Byzantine, you take one of your rings, you open it up, you put 4 closed rings on that ring, close the ring, take another of the same size ring, feed it through those 4 rings, and then once you've done that, you'll have this little chain of 6. And these are going to be my center color accent rings. So I'm just going to make sure they're open and ready to go. Okay, so now that we have this little chain of 6, hold it right here by this bottom one, and let the top 2 ones fall backwards like that, and then the middle 2 will open up, and then you can push those top 2 up, and then you want to run your middle color right through those 2 that you pushed up so that you get this. And I wish I had a second closed ring. I'm going to put this one on here. I'm going to put a second one on here. I'll close it afterwards. And I'm doing this one. I only did 1 color accent ring in the center, but this one I'm going to do 2. So just put it through those same rings. So we have this. We just put 2 more of the silver. Okay, and then once you've put on those 2 more silver, you can see you formed another chain of 6, 2, 4, 6, and you do the same thing as you did initially, where you just take those top 2, flip them back, and push them up so that you have this little bit right there. And this time, since this is finishing off the piece, we're just going in with a silver ring. And then of course the second silver ring. Okay, and that is a little finished piece of Byzantine. You can see how that makes that section there. Just like these sections here. And you can see that I have 3 of those on each side of this chain, so I'm going to go off camera, finish up my sections of Byzantine, and then we'll finish the necklace. Okay, so I finished my 6 little sections of Byzantine. You of course could just make a continuous Byzantine chain. I just did this one in separated Byzantine sections. To do a continuous Byzantine chain, you would just keep going. I'm going to link my Byzantine tutorial in the description box below, which hopefully will explain all this better, but and especially in case I went too fast. But now we're going to link my Byzantine sections together. So I'm just going to take the silver 1/4 inch rings and just hook 2 pieces together. And I always do double rings, or almost always. I just like the look of it. And it's 3 sections on each side, so let's finish this off with one more section of Byzantine. And then do the same for the other 3. Alright, so now we have 2 sections of chain. And you can see then there's also just section of just plain silver 2 and 2 chain to finish it off, where it doesn't need to be as decorative. And that's really simple. That's just hooking rings together 2 by 2. You start it just like the Byzantine, where you put 4 rings on 1 ring. See where I rubbed some skin off of myself the other day because I'm a klutz. But see, and then just like the Byzantine, you have the little section of little chain of 6, but you just keep going. Keep doing 2 and 2, and that gives you a rather simple chain. And it looks like this one has 9 links, or 9 sections, and I'm up to 4, so I'll just do this a few more times. Actually, you don't need to watch me do this. I'm going to go off camera and finish this off. Okay, so I just finished up a long and a short section of the 2 by 2 chain, and I'm going to start with taking one of our Byzantine sections, and this one I'm going to attach to the shorter section. And then at the end of this one, I'm going to put our lobster clasp. Now I do buy most of my chainmail rings, and also when I do scale mail, my scale mail supplies, from the Ring Lord. And however, these silver rings I buy in bulk off of Amazon. It's this seller, Chainmail Joe, and the price is, I guess, comparable to the Ring Lord, but I can just get them quicker through Amazon. So some of the rings that I can get from Chainmail Joe off of Amazon, I will, just because I get them quicker. But for more variety of sizes and colors, and also the ones from the Ring Lord are just the colors are a lot nicer when you're getting with the color ones. But the silver ones are all the same. So okay, so we have that section together. And that section actually is going to connect over here. So when you're putting it on, it's on your right. I like to put my clasps on the right because I'm right-handed. And I'm actually going to go in with one of these smaller rings. I'm going to actually use one of those 3/16 rings for this. And just connect it right there. So that it's like that. Then we'll do the same for our other side. Start by connecting my chains together, and see, this open chain like this will be good for hooking the lobster clasp into. And there we go. We've completed our charm necklace. See how it compares there to that first one? And I'll just go try that on for you, and I'll see you in just a second. I'm back. I had to go change my top. The other top with the high collar was not good for trying on necklaces. But here is our finished necklace. So as you can see, these aren't super difficult to make because basically you're just putting together a puzzle piece of a bunch of different charms. And I guess the Byzantine part is a little more challenging, but that's one of the simpler weaves. So this is definitely something that I think anyone could create for themselves at home. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, feel free to give me a thumbs down, but please list some constructive criticism in the comments below so that I can improve. And please subscribe to the channel. And I hope everyone is just staying happy, healthy, and safe in this incredibly crazy world we are living in. And I will talk to you all soon. Bye-bye!